Hello YouTube, welcome back to another episode of KLA Sports. I'm your host Kyle Alexander. Now I do apologize because this video was supposed to come out after the mukbang I just did. Right, the day it was supposed to come out on the same day, but the mukbang episode was taking a long time to upload, and I just didn't have time to get this video out. But I'm here now. So this video is going to be my mid-season NFL awards. These are the players who I feel deserve all the awards at the halfway point of the NFL. Now, a quick little footnote. This, when I wrote the people's names down, this was before the Thursday night game that happened against Pittsburgh and Cleveland, but I'm recording it after, so I didn't update the stats. So this is before that Pittsburgh and Browns game. Speaking of that game, that fight at the end was crazy. But I looked at it, and Mason Rudolph did initiate it. But yeah, that was just unnecessary to hit him with the helmet. But yeah, that's just it for that one. So yeah, just a little side note. This is before that game. So yeah, because I do have one of those players winning as one of the award winners halfway through the season. So that way the stats won't be, yeah, so that way just know that their stats is everything that happened before that game. But without further ado, let's hop right into this video. First up, we have, straight out the gate, we have the MVP award. Big question, is it going to be Russell Wilson? Is it Lamar? Is it Christian McCaffrey? And honestly, my MVP from halfway season is Lamar Jackson, quarterback for the Ravens. Now, you're probably thinking, Kyle, you're biased. You're QB biased. Not QB, you're biased because you're a Ravens fan. You're a Lamar fan. You think Russell Wilson, really Russell Wilson deserves it. No, I honestly think Lamar Jackson is the MVP. And if you look at his stats right here, 2,036 passing yards, 15 passing touchdowns, 5 interceptions. So right out the gate, he's proving people wrong that was saying he can't throw the ball. He's starting to prove people wrong. And if you look at the stuff that he's doing on the ground, along with the 65.9 completion percentage and the 101.7 QBR, with the stuff he's doing on the ground, he has 702 rushing yards. He's leading the team in rushing yards and has 6 rushing touchdowns and has led the Ravens to a 7-2 start. Now, another big reason he's my MVP favorite, he just helped lead the Ravens over 2 big wins against 2 legit playoff contenders and the Super Bowl contenders, honestly, in the Seahawks and the Patriots. Those are huge wins. He's on a 5-game win streak, and the way this team rallied behind Lamar, like the Ravens didn't have that with Joe Flacco. I mean, they rallied behind him, but like there's just the swagger that Lamar has. It is like the way the team gathers around him and how they adapt to his style of play. It's just great, and it's showing that the Ravens are a legit Super Bowl contender. And not only that, Lamar is on pace to have 3,600 passing yards and over 1,200 rushing yards. He will be the second person in NFL, second QB in NFL history to rush for 1,000 yards since Michael Vick. And I hope he gets that feat, but that is why he is my MVP favorite. Or he's my MVP halfway through the season. All right, the second award, we have the Offensive Player of the Year. And who I have winning that award is none other than CMC, Christian McCaffrey. If you look at the stuff he's doing, he has 185 carries, 989 yards, rushing, 11 rushing touchdowns. So right out the gate, that's like, oh, he's a good running back. Yeah, looking like, oh, that's good running back, top running back in the league, looking like a pretty average season. Now, the only thing that I'm concerned about, or not concerned, the only thing is his receiving yards. He has 396. And you're probably saying, oh, Kyle, that's great for a running back. It's probably elite for some of the better, for a great running back. That's pretty average for a running back. But it's Christian McCaffrey. Like he almost had 1,000 receiving yards last year. He's pretty much becoming the Panthers' #1 receiving option. Like he's the Panthers' main guy. He is that offense. And just like the stuff he's been doing this year, it's been amazing. He has Also has he has 14 total touchdowns, 81.4% catch rate from a running back. That is spectacular. And he has 1,385 total yards on offense, yards from scrimmage. That's great for a running back, and the team is he's carrying that offense. Like the offense relies on Christian McCaffrey. He's out here doing his thing, helping the Panthers to a 5-4 record, trying to get a playoff spot. But McCaffrey has just been balling lately. Definitely getting 1,000 rushing yards, receiving yards. I'd say 500 to 600. Yeah, this guy has just been special, and he's definitely been the key part in keeping the Panthers afloat while as they already lost Cam Newton with the injury. Next up, I have my Defensive Player of the Year award. With that award, I have halfway through the season is a guy who got traded, and my Defensive Player of the Year right now is none other than Minkah Fitzpatrick, the safety from Pittsburgh. This guy has just been phenomenal. 45 tackles, five interceptions, which leads the league. He's tied for the league leader in interceptions. Has 8 pass deflections, 2 forced fumbles, recovered both of them, and 2 touchdowns. Helped the Steelers to a 5-4 record. Now, when he got the he didn't really fit Miami's system, and Miami was tanking, and he's a young guy. He could have been a key piece of that franchise, but he wasn't really fitting the system, and he wanted a trade because he didn't want to tank. He wanted to win. Then Pittsburgh, a team who hasn't had great DB since Troy Polamalu, hasn't really had a great secondary in the past couple years. They were 0-2 to start off. Then they gave up a first-round pick for Minkah. Next thing you know, Minkah's out. Ever since they got Minkah, he's led them to they went 5-2 with Minkah Fitzpatrick, and he's had key turnovers in these last couple games, like the interception to ice the game against the Rams. He had that 96-yard pick six against the Colts to ice that game, or not ice it, but like to give Pittsburgh momentum in that game. And yeah, he's just been coming up big here. Had an impact in his first game with the 49ers where he had like a interception and a fumble recovery. So yeah, he just had a really big impact on Pittsburgh, trying to help them to compete for a playoff spot. Yeah, I believe they do have a wild card spot right now, or at least before the Thursday night game, they had a wild card spot. But yeah, he's just been special, and this has been his breakout year, and that's why he's my Defensive Player of the Year. And if he finishes as the interception leader, he might definitely end the Pittsburgh. Or no, if he finishes as the interception leader, which I think he will, he'll most likely win Defensive Player of the Year. Now, this one was the Defensive Player of the Year was tough because to me it's either between him, Marlon Humphrey, and Shaquille Barrett. But Minkah's just had a greater impact on his team. So yeah. Okay, next award, we're going to the rookies. We got the Offensive Rookie of the Year. This was a tough. This was a tough one. Now, I have heard Josh Jacobs recently, and I like Josh Jacobs. He's been doing this thing in Oakland. He's been a great running back, but I don't know. To me, it's kind of like he's had a average season. Like if you're a franchise back, which he was drafted to be a franchise back, he has 800 yards right now, and 8 or 10 touchdowns. I'm pretty sure 8. So he's definitely getting 1,000 yards, and that's good for a rookie. But at the same time, if you're a franchise back, I feel like that's expected. Or actually, no, I'm not even gonna say that. Just forget what I said. Josh Jacobs could end up winning Offensive Rookie of the Year, but to me, he is not the Rookie of the Year right now. To me, the Offensive Rookie of the Year is none other than Kyler Murray, the quarterback from Arizona. Look at his stats: 2,553 passing yards in that air raid and 12 touchdowns in that air raid system. Also has 5 interceptions, 63.9 completion percentage, and not a bad rating with 90.2. And he also has 351 rushing yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns. Now the record is ugly. I'm not gonna lie. 3-6-1. It's an ugly record, but Kyler, number one overall pick, he's turning Arizona around. Even the games they lose, they're still putting up big numbers. Even like that first game of the year, he played Detroit. They were down. They were down at half, and then he leads a comeback drive to take them to overtime, and he held his own. And yeah, Kyler. I just feel like Kyler's the best rookie so far. Again, it's between him or Josh Jacobs. But if you look at some of the totals he can end up with at the end of the year, Kyler is on pace for over 4,000 passing yards. So yeah, that's big for a rookie. So if Kyler gets 4,000 yards, to me, he's the clear cut offensive rookie of the year, because not a lot of rookies get 4,000 passing yards. And also, who knows? He might get 20 touchdowns. Like he might break Baker Mayfield's rookie touchdown record of 27. I personally don't see it with the games left, and he has 12 touchdowns. He has a long way to go, but he can definitely. To me, he is the clear cut offensive rookie of the year. Now we're going to the opposite of this award for the defensive rookie of the year. I feel like this is a no-brainer. It's Nick Bosa, the defensive end from San Francisco. He's honestly just been killing it out here while killing these QBs. 29 tackles, 12 tackles for loss, 7 sacks, which is pretty sure he leads all rookies with 7 sacks. Also has a forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery, and he has an interception as a defensive end and a pass deflection. He's just been doing this thing, getting pressure on QBs. Has 28 QB pressures, 14 hurries, 14 hits, and he's a big reason why San Francisco is 8-1. Now, 49ers went from winning 5 games last year to being the last team to remain undefeated in the league. And they just lose to the Seahawks, but he's a key part on that number one 49ers defense. It's like number 1 and number 2. They're going back and forth with New England. But basically, he's a key part on the top 3 defense. Like I said, he's been doing this thing. And, like, honestly, no other defensive rookie is catching up to him. So he's the clear-cut, unanimous defensive rookie of the year. That 49, what's his name? They got him on that D-line with D Ford and DeForest Buckner and Solomon Thomas and Eric Armstead. That's 4 first-rounders, including Bosa right there. So, yeah, and this defense has been the best in football. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about Nick Bosa. Playing just like his brother. And, yeah, he's clear-cut defensive rookie of the year. Now, comeback player of the year. Heading into the season, my pick for this was Le'Veon Bell or maybe even Earl Thomas. But no, I have somebody who most people probably wouldn't suspect. And that is Dalvin Cook, the running back from Minnesota. Yes, I have Dalvin Cook winning comeback player of the year. As you can recall, last year, I forgot how many games he played, or he didn't. I know he didn't play the whole season. Like his rookie year, he got hurt. Only played a couple games his rookie year. I think it was like 4 or something. His rookie year he only played 4 games, and last year he only played 11 games, as he finished last year with 615 yards and only 2 touchdowns. As you can see this year, he's surpassed that a lot. He has, on 203 carries, he has 991 rushing yards, 10 rushing touchdowns. So he's definitely surpassed last year in just 10 games this year. And he also has 40 catches for 424 receiving yards, and no receiving touchdown. He has an 83.3% catch rate, which is great for him. Well, a lot of people probably thought he was just like a power back, showing that he can be a utilized multi-purpose back. Also leads the league in total yards with 1,415 total yards, and is a big reason why the Vikings are 7-3. he is a great key piece in that offense. He's been balling out lately. He's been able to stay on the field. If he can finish out the season, he'll definitely win comeback player of the year. He's on his way for his first 1,000-yard rushing season. Just got so over 1,000 yards and 10 rushing touchdowns. Could probably get 15 rushing. I feel like he might finish the season. Honestly, he could be close to 20 rushing touchdowns if he can keep this production up. Yeah, Dalvin Cook has just been special this year. Key piece to that Vikings offense and their 7-3 record and their success. And also, like, one of the main reasons why the Vikings are breaking out this year and should have been playing like how people expected them, and the reason the Vikings are playing the way most people expected them to be playing last year. They had a down year last year, but now they're up. They're honestly neck and neck with the Packers for division leader. And Cook has just been special. He's been he's arguably the best running back in the league this year. But he's definitely been one of the top running backs in this league this season. And last but not least, we have the Coach of the Year award. I feel like this one's obvious. It's Kyle Shanahan of the 49ers. To me, this one is unanimous. It's a no-brainer. 8-1 record. They have a 889 win-loss percentage. Also, the big reason for me, they won 5 games last year. They won 8 straight games. Their first 8 straight games were the last undefeated team to be remaining. Just lost to Seattle, but the team has been amazing, as the 49ers are first in their division, conference, and league. Their offense is 9th in total offense, and the defense is 2nd in total defense. And the team is also 3rd in takeaways. So like I said, he's been coaching up a top 3 defense. The team wasn't that great last year. George Kittle was like their only bright spot last year, as he broke the record for most receiving yards by a tight end after Kelsey just broke it. He literally broke it an hour after Kelsey broke it. But Shanahan, the team been able to get Shanahan some weapons to work with on offense and defense, and he's just been able to coach him to 8 straight wins. That defense is definitely one of the best in the league. And yeah, this just clear cut while Shanahan is the coach of the year. He's leading the 49ers to probably their first play. Yeah, he's leading to their first playoff appearance in a long time. And honestly, I've been high on this 49ers team. If you go back to my video on my unpopular opinions NFL edition, way back when I said the 49ers will be making the playoffs. But yeah, Shanahan's been doing a great job coaching them this year. And yeah, to me, he's just the unanimous coach of the year. I have heard some people say Harbaugh, but I'm like, no, because to me, the Ravens were expected to be like this. Not this great, but they were expected to be playoff contenders and probably win the division. I know some people, or actually, no, they weren't expected to be winning the division, but I think they were expected, or I don't know, because I feel like it's the same thing expected for the Ravens every year. Whereas the 49ers, some people were so iffy about them making the playoffs. Some people thought they weren't going to be that great yet. But yeah, obviously he's proving people wrong, and he's doing this thing. And I keep saying this thing, but he's doing a great job coaching this team. And he possibly could be coaching this team to a Super Bowl. I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, that's it for my halfway NFL award prediction, or my mid-season awards for the NFL. These are the people who I believe should win the awards and who I will give them to. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, tell me in the comments below who you think should win each award and why. If you agree with my picks or not. And yeah, that's it for this episode. So until next time.